Yes. Awesome day, awesome, beautiful afternoon. Today we are blessed to have one of the son of Africa, Bah-Pna Dahane, a marketing guru. You know, I'm excited when I see our son of Africa coming all the way from the United States of Africa, US, United States of America. Actually, it should be United States of Africa too. Coming back home and doing business here and trying to share the knowledge. And today I welcome you to Africa's Talking Podcasts in collaboration with Impac Masters Podcasts, trying to share the stories of Africans and also checking out the tech ecosystem and how we're doing. This is amazing day. So Bah-Pna Dahane has graduated in 1999 with a master's degree in international business and marketing, minoring in Black Studies and political sciences from Portland State University, that is Oregon, USA. Before heading for his master's, Bah-Pna worked as a sports marketing consultant, and in 1998 joined Coca-Cola France to work as a sports marketing liaison during the Soccer World Cup in his hometown of Lyon, France. I remember back in the day, it's Brazil who won is it Brazil? No, France actually, against Brazil. So I watched the finals. It was really amazing. So he later joined the Sydney Olympic Committee for the Olympics 2000 in Sydney, Australia. In 2001, he was hired by Nike France to handle all aspects of businesses and marketing of basketball in France, covering events, marketing, contract negotiation, and athlete team management. In 2003 and 2004, he worked as a consultant in the broadcasting entertainment business and helped launch MTV-based Africa in Senegal. In 2005, he started his own consulting company called Weina, formerly known as BP Consulting. His love and passion for his motherland pushed him to focus primarily on assisting African sports federations in all aspects of their management. So you're not just talking about another African son, you're talking about someone who has passion about the Africa and the way it's supposed to be. In 2009, he set up precedent in African basketball marketing by putting together a lucrative sponsorship between the firm Nike and the Angola Basketball Federation. In 2010, out of this deal, Nike designed the first Nike shoe dedicated to an African country and sold on the US market. He managed and coordinated the contract between Angola and Nike until the London Olympics 2012. From August 2012 to December, Bah-Pna Dahane has collaborated with Richard Atias and Associates on the Doha gathering of all leaders in sports and in Qatar. In addition, through his consulting agency, Bah-Pna advises corporations and governments on foreign direct investment in African countries. A dedicated and passionate sports entrepreneur, Bah-Pna believes in the positive impact of sports on youth and the importance for African countries to develop more international competitions. In parallel with these business activities, Bah-Pna also runs programs, the Eye Care Program, which aims at raising awareness of HIV, AIDS, and other transmittable diseases. Roots 1901, which focuses on teaching African history and its legacy to the African diaspora living, and Dream Big project, which aims at empowering youth through sports. Bah-Pna Dahane can be reached at bp at Weina Limited or ltd.com. So Bah-Pna, welcome to today's podcasts. That's quite a profile there.
Good morning, everyone. Jumbo, I think I should say.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me.
Yes.
My first time doing a podcast. Okay. Thank you.
Don't worry, take it easy.
Asante.
Karibu sana. So Bah-Pna, it's really interesting to see what is happening in the world right now. And it's recommendable for Africans wherever they are in the world. They have started realizing that Africa is home. North, east, west, wherever you are. If you're listening to us, Africa is your home and you're welcome anytime. You don't need to worry about anything. You don't have to look. They say looking over your shoulder, right? And it's good. I've seen you have been involved with the Black Lives Matter to some extent. And I think there are two things that actually can drive this to the world as we know it. One of them is music, and the other one is sports, because this is where most of the people gather. Kenyans in Kenya actually have tried to put our best foot forward on athletics, but I'm sure there are other sports that we can put out there. Like you've seen, we've started participating really well on short distance, amongst other sports. And before we go to this sport business, entrepreneurship, it's always good and polite to introduce an African man. And the best way to introduce an African man is when he talks about himself. So I want to know from the beginning, Bah-Pna, who are you?
I'm the son of a mother and a father, and great son of my ancestors.
Yes.
That's a way of starting.
I like that. You're so humble. So, where were you born?
I was born in 1975 in Yaoundé, Cameroon.
Yaoundé.
And I think like a bit less than a year. And then we went back to Chad. And 78, 9, civil war
broke out.
And we had no choices than fleeing the country.
Yeah.
So we left. Actually, we followed my father, who went there in 78.
Yeah.
Then we followed him in 79.
Yeah.
The trip to France was not for us to stay there.
Yeah.
It was mostly to run away from the atrocities of civil war, and we end up staying there.
Okay. So if I may ask, I know you might have been 3 years or thereabouts. You may not recall most of it, but if you know, what caused the civil war?
Oh, I would say, I don't know if this is the best time right now talking politics.
Yeah.
With what's happening with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Guinea.
Yeah.
And I would say, the main issue with a country like mine that was colonized by France.
Yes.
Is the ingerence of France in the matter of the country. And they're still very, very nostalgic from the colonization era, and which is the descendant of the slavery era, and they still want to try their best to stay in place. And what is better than divide and conquer? So you put a puppet. And if you're not happy with the puppet, you just
overthrow them.
If you're lucky, he's overthrown so he can flee. If he's unlucky, when he got a bullet in his head. And today, thanks to all the social media, you cannot lie.
Yes.
To the people.
Yes.
The youth no longer stupid.
Yes.
So they're waking up.
Yeah.
They're waking up, and it's a long way.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter if the night is long.
The dawn will always come. Yes. And I think most youth right now, and you're right saying that, they want a better future, right? And they're getting this. Yeah.
I think they want a better present.
So youth are no longer patient with we are the future leaders and future.
This, I would say, this thing about reclaiming our Africanity is mostly something for us young Africans who end up growing up outside of Africa, and we don't have the same approach. And I always say that we are kind of hybrid, and most of us end up losing themselves.
Yes.
By being in between two cultures. I'm very proud to say that I'm Chadian, and I'm was proud to say that I was born
in Cameroon. Yeah.
I spent some time in Chad.
Yeah.
But all my upbringing,
Yeah.
whether I like it or not, was France.
Okay.
My education, and so I'm French by culture and African by origin.
Yes, yes.
And it doesn't matter how strong a lion is described to be, the king of the savannah.
Yes.
If you take a long lion, you took him outside of his natural environment.
Yes, yes.
Like 10, 20 years.
Yes.
This little Simba became a big lion.
Yes.
So you look at him, you're afraid because you know that the lion is the king of the jungle.
Yes, yes.
Like they say.
Yes.
And the same lion who is known and perceived all over the world as the strongest of the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
When you take this one who, after spending time in the zoo, you bring him back in his natural environment.
Yes.
All his strength is gone. Because he was taught to stay in this cage, make sure everybody's happy, funny, and he's well dompted. So he has strength, but his master dictate him what to do. And he even forget how powerful and strong he can be. He just need to hit him and deal done.
Yes.
But the lion that grew up in the zoo doesn't even know that he's strong.
Yes.
So that a little bit the hybrid African diaspora
True.
is wherever they are.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we tend to neglect and forget about the depth of what is alienation, and not to disrespect anybody,
True.
is that we think that it disappeared because we're black, because our phenotype are African, we have kinky hair, and the media put us in segment that they claim that we are naturally gifted for singing, for dancing, and this is all that we can thrive in. So from one generation to other generation, if we don't pay attention, we're going to have a huge generation of African from the diaspora who is lost.
Yes.
And who are not going to bring that much on the continent.
Yes.
First of all, most of us growing up in the institutional system in my beautiful country, France, because I still consider France my country, regardless of the bad press that I have of them.
Yes.
Is that we didn't teach us anything.
Yes.
So the only way is by learning by yourself. Or because you're lucky to have parents or uncles or uncles or elders.
Yes.
They share books with you, and that's how you start. Hey, who is Sheikh Diop? Who is Teofilo Banga? Who is Dr. Chris Welsing? Who is Franz Fanon? And then you go back and learn by yourself that whatever we are taught at school, there's a certain agenda.
Yes.
You know. And French people are very proud of Alexander the Great. They're very proud of Napoleon. They love General Charles de Gaulle. And
so we are taught to hate ourselves and our legends and our heroes.
I would say taught indirectly, subliminally, and Napoleon, who reestablished
it's
the
called
Black Code.
Napoleon the Great.
And he reestablished the slavery after it was abolished.
Okay. Yeah.
If it wasn't for Toussaint Louverture or Jacques Dessalines, you would have no Napoleon.
Yes.
Because they are the one who allowed him to be the great.
Yes.
Forgetting that him, like Charles de Gaulle, based on historical facts, and everybody can go and search by themselves, and they're gonna find out.
Yeah.
The genocide, those two icons of the French revolutions, are to Africans was Hitler was to Jews. So when I walk in the street of Yaoundé and I see Avenue Charles de Gaulle, I say, one day I would love to travel to Israel and find out of Hitler Avenue. Would it be possible?
Never ever.
Why?
Because he was a killer. He actually, wanted to clear Jewish.
Yeah. So why
wipe Jewish out of this planet Earth.
Exactly. Why is it possible for a group of people to be able to say, that's never going to start again?
So are you saying brainwashing is that deep?
Yes, it is. It is from the media and even the subliminal role of Hollywood is not to tell any truth.
It's just to brainwash and keep brainwashing and introduce certain culture that are not to make bad things look good.
And I always explain a few things about. I'm going to take two movies as an example.
Yes.
King Kong and the other one is A Planet of the Apes. And the Return of the Planet of the Apes. Way back then, I say, technically, they are so in advance because they're doing their research.
Yes.
So, African people understand that this great movie that you all like, it's a nice way to say that those monkeys is us. And what are you doing today? Now they know that Africa is rising up. So, and then the interpretation of King Kong, gorilla in Africa has nothing to do than falling in love with a white woman.
It's made weak by what white woman?
Yes, a monkey, a gorilla that is so strong.
Yes,
he took a tiny, and no disrespect to any white woman who are listening.
True.
We love you, we're sisters and brothers, so don't get me twisted.
Yeah,
we're just talking about interpretation.
Yes,
and there is no fight, there is no hate. So technically, he leaves, go to America. But still, this tiny little woman is still freeing. Is still able to control the mind of the gorilla. And you see how if I see a gorilla, I'm just gonna bow down. Not even gonna try to defend it.
Yeah.
And I think I'm much bigger than that woman in the movie.
Yeah.
So he goes to America, and everything happens. But you never question yourself why they end up killing King Kong on top of the Empire State Building. You never question yourself. What is the subliminal meaning behind that?
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
I mean, it's the same thing that you're saying in terms of interpretation of how, black women are, enticed with the comforts of the Western world or the most developed world. To an extent, they forget themselves. And we see our brothers marrying white women and forgetting about where they come from altogether. And it never ends well. And that means actually is a way of, showing that, they got us by the balls for lack of polite.
I would say, and then I want to finish with the King Kong example. The reason, if you read behind the subliminal message that they understand that they're sending, and white people, American white people, understand very well the meaning. So technically, King Kong was shot on top of the Empire State Building, and the meaning is kill the black man before he takes over the empire. All the buildings in America, why specifically the Empire State Building?
Because also
focus on empire.
Yeah.
And he was on top of the empire.
Okay.
And this is when put it.
Yeah.
So the meaning,
Stop him before he takes over the world.
stop black people before they take over the empire. And we let it go. We don't excuse, we don't question, we don't take them accountable.
Yes.
And when it comes to interracial dating, I am not against it, to be honest with you.
Yes.
I'm not participating in it. I'm not interested.
Have you ever dated a white woman?
We've been bad boys, growing up.
Okay.
So
you tried everything and anything.
we were learning our manhood.
Yeah, sure.
So, sometime before drafting a masterpiece, you have to do some sketches.
Yes, for sure.
So
Yes.
that's how we were testing the,
Yes.
different
For
copies.
sure. Yeah.
But it's not good. It's not good. So
Yes.
I'm just saying, young kids, if you're listening to that,
It's not worth it.
it's not worth it.
Yes.
Because you are hurting somebody who probably sincerely love you.
Yeah.
Maybe yes, maybe not, but
Yeah.
don't do it.
Maybe they're innocently loving you back.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the system
Yeah.
with time will let you know that, hey, no,
This is not for you.
we
And it's-
tolerate you.
Yes.
And there was I would say, focusing on having an attraction for a specific type of women or men who are outside of your ethnic group. To me, I feel like it's an issue because when and why they convey this ideal that interracial should be black and white.
Yes.
Somebody from Senegal marrying somebody from South Africa, that's also interracial. They are different culture.
True.
They don't behave the same, and you have to learn the culture of XYZ.
Yeah.
So if love is blind, why that when it's interracial, interracial has to be only
White and black.
white and black?
Yeah.
Why is that?
That's a very legit question. And by the way, to be honest with you, I've watched those two movies not once, like twice. It always looked in a certain way, but I've never thought it in those lines. And it's good that you brought it to light. But one thing I know about Hollywood movies in general, and I'm not saying all of them are bad. Like I can say right now, most of the coming movies, they have certain agenda. It's no longer entertainment. It's no longer pure, dissemination of knowledge. They have specific agenda because it's not coincidence that most movies come out with certain messages repeated over and over and over again. And sad thing is, even beyond movies, cartoons right now, if you have a kid who watches cartoon, I would advise you select specific cartoon they should watch and just analyze them, because there are certain messages coded in there in a way to shape the way they think and the way they perceive certain things. So you find them being triggered in a certain way, behaving in a certain way, but you don't know where they learned that. It's the cartoons.
It's the cartoons, is the the media, and I will even say that parents and even if you're a single parent, just like cut TV away from your kid.
Yes, it's not important.
There's a lot of things that can control the content.
Yes.
Control the content.
Yes.
And make sure that you cut the TV time and still stick to the old school ways. Books, read.
And
So
also
at
play.
least-
And also play with other kids.
Yeah, and just go play with other kids.
Yes.
We are entering this digital era of social media, which to me sounds more like antisocial.
For sure.
Because you can be in a room with full of friends. And I've seen it myself because, I had my nieces. We all, actually, they decided to all hang out together at home. And they were happy to be together. And I was looking at them. They were like 4. They were physically together, but all on their phone chatting. And I was trying to understand. I said,
Yeah.
why are you
Physically there,
together,
but mentally out of.
but you don't even talk to each other.
Yeah.
You just like you feel the presence of being together, but you are all talking with somebody who is far away. So why are you bringing your phone for a social gathering? And this is
The culture.
schizophrenic
It's a norm. Yeah.
culture that is creating, which at the end you create lonely people.
Yo, Bah-Pna, actually, after Corona, not even after Corona, during Corona, actually, most people fell into depression, right? If we can't learn from that isolation is not healthy, is not something we should embrace, then I think it's about time we started reteaching, literally. Like, you take your kid and try to like ask them to find time to interact with people, because at the end of the day, humans, as any other animal, we are social. And if you cut that out of your life, you find that there's something missing. It's like having all the diet, but you don't have the vitamins, right? So you might be full, but it's not healthy full.
Exactly.
So I think that's something that you're bringing upon in this conversation, where we need to look at ourselves in a certain way that we need to be whole.
Yes.
And the beauty of it, even when I read some of the, older books that have been written by Africans, there is so much emphasis on community. There's so much emphasis on coming together once in a while. And if you look at Africans, that was taken away. The first thing that, the colonizers and the intruders of Africa, the first thing they took away is our way of life.
Yes.
They told us coming together, having community and having other lands for hunting and whatnot is not the right thing. They taught us we should be capitalists. They taught us we should be caring about our own self. But again and again, that has worked against, the intruders, because we come, and even in America, in other places, in France, I'm sure, Africans have always found a way to gather, either through events, through communities. HBCU, right? That's another way of Africans coming together in a way that say, look, let's try to find our own way of teaching.
Exactly.
Let's define our education and whatnot. But that said, I'm so curious now that at least for you, you spent like 3 years of your life in Africa, and then you went to France, right? I would like to know, because even from what I've just read from your biography, is that even what you do is instigated by your experiences as you grew up.
Yeah.
I would like to learn about that. Like, how was your, I don't know, do they have primary school there?
Yeah, we have primary school from until 11.
Yeah.
Then we go to high school.
High school?
11 to 17.
Yeah.
And if you didn't repeat any classes.
Those are 6 years of high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then after high school, you go to university for 4 years, 2 years, or 5 years, depending on
what you
want to study.
Yeah.
But being in France at that time, which is a white country, so they're not gonna bother teaching any African curriculum, and which is fair, and I remember that I didn't like any stories that were told to read, simply because I couldn't relate. Yeah, I say, okay, he's talking about his muffins from the south of France and how all that were bringing all the ideas from his youth. One of the author was Marcel Proust. And I didn't relate at all, because for me, who left Chad, you tell me about the donuts that the old lady are selling on the street. Yeah, that talks to me. Yeah, and the first thing I do whenever I can be in South Africa, in Cameroon, anywhere, you always find those women on the corner of the street, selling those donuts. Yeah. So when I see that, it still reminds me my youth, a few years in Chad, that I can relate to that. But I don't know France. Yes. The author can describe his French delicatessen. Yeah. I don't care. I don't feel anything. Yeah. Even you can't understand why. Yeah. And then, so you try to, and then you have to read French. And, one of the things that we indirectly became victim is parents are not allowed to continue speaking in your native tongue.
Mm-hmm. That is in France or the colonized countries?
Yeah, so when we were going there, and parents, they thought that they were really doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I said, okay, we're not gonna speak to them so they can learn French.
Mm.
But
so you're being brainwashed from the tender age.
Yeah. And then you realize that parents end up becoming comfortable just by talking to friends to you.
Mm.
And then you grow up and you realize that you don't speak your mother tongue.
You don't even know your mother tongue.
Yeah, you understand few words and whatever you remember is those 4 years that you spend with Chad because you are speaking among each other in that language.
What's the local language in Chad?
We have a lot of different ethnic group, but the language that everybody commutes is Arabic.
Oh, Arabic, okay.
And French.
Okay.
But but everybody speak at least 3 to 5 different dialects.
Okay.
We can communicate with all the different ethnic groups.
Yeah.
And then you learn actually that you're black. And me coming to France, I still remember, even I was 4.
Yeah.
I was afraid of white people.
Because they were your oppressor?
No. I was afraid because it was my first time seeing people who were completely different from me.
Okay.
And no disrespect to the white ethnic group.
Yeah.
But I was asking my parents if they're animals because the only, the only people, not even people, but species growing up that I saw with hair like them was only animals.
On their
either
body.
The monkey or the dogs.
Yeah.
So my first...
I know this is not funny,
scared.
but it sounds funny to me.
I was shaking. I said, "Those animals speak?"
Yeah.
It was, a 4-year-old kid,
Yeah.
because I wasn't used to see white people.
Yeah.
And then I discovered they are actually human beings, like you. And how their hair.
They just look different.
Yeah. But for me, I was so shocked by the texture of the hair.
Yeah.
Because the only species with that kind of texture.
Yeah.
Because we used to have dogs and
horses,
monkeys and donkeys. So
there were no horses actually. What are they?
Yeah, and they have those slight silky long. So that's what I was doing because we have kinky.
Yeah.
For me, a human being is supposed to be kinky and black.
Yes.
That was my reality as a young kid.
Yes.
But then you have to understand that this is you grow up becoming more tolerant and you understand that the world is different. You have Chinese, the air like this, and this is what makes the beauty of the world at the end of the day. But not in a way to consider that you have to go and either kill them because that and we were friends.
Yes.
And we didn't even realize that we're different.
Let me ask you this then, Bah-Pna. So, do you think Africans are the most friendly people in the world? Because when I come to think of it, we have never colonized anyone. We have never, taken anything from anyone, if you think about it. Besides, the normal human confrontation. Yeah. But we have never gone to a certain country. We just want to take your resources. We want to, make you pay for who you are.
We had a lot of African migrated from one country to another one, and they fought in order to
African
within
Africans. Yeah.
And overall, by essence, Africans have this Ubuntu as part of their DNA.
Yes.
It's interacting with the Western world that will end up getting to a sense of individualism. And we think is the best because, we boost our
mass everything to
egos
yourself.
And all that. And in general, yes, African in general, we are lovely people.
Yeah.
We just have our mental software that is you know, that's not updated.
Yeah.
But in general, you know, you can have a very bad day when you come to a new country.
Yeah.
And then your first reaction will be that's xenophobia, Kenyan, look what they did to me because I'm a foreigner.
Yeah.
And 3-4 hours later, you're going to find a lovely person who's going to help you, who's going to make you laugh, who's going to be, and he's Kenyan as well.
Yeah.
And then you know, our natural behavior, well, okay, I'm being prejudiced.
Yeah.
And then now, you know what, look, hey, you have stupid people everywhere.
Yeah.
So you always have to balance and then try to see that just someone who is having a bad day and he's trying to make you feel his anger. And here we are all around, you know, meeting people like Teddy. I think, and he gonna confirm that to you. It was a picture that built that friendship that almost from a picture, simple picture. We run into each other at the AU, and I think want to take a picture with his phone, and I had a very good camera, and I was I'm not gonna take a picture with this one because it's gonna be a bad picture.
Yeah.
So let me take with my camera, and I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah.
And that's created that relationship that's still lasting today.
Yeah.
And because that the natural inclination of Africans to be willing to interact, you know, and if we buy too much into the media that is trying to say there is xenophobia here, because don't try to create tension
where there's none.
Have your own political agenda based on fear.
Yes.
And even South Africa, which is xenophobic, so-called, you have some acts. But ask yourself, who are those South Africans who are acting xenophobic? Is that everybody?
Yes.
Because you have more lovely ones
than the bad ones, yeah.
And the losers who are criminals just try to find a way to justify the crime and make it okay.
Yeah.
But they don't define all South African. See? And then media, because this country, you know, when we take the example of South Africa, this media is not controlled by black people anymore.
Yeah.
And many Afrikaners and British South African are still so nostalgic from this sad era. Yeah. So they just try to, you know, put, like they always did, the same group against each other, and then they're gonna write, look, xenophobia in South Africa, you know, they're killing Nigerian XYZ thing. And then you just ask them, let's make a comparison. Yeah. Go to Oregon. Oregon is the widest state in America. Yeah. Please go visit the white trash area. Unemployment. Yeah. Drugs. Homelessness. Yeah. Teenage pregnancy. Yeah. Single mother. Yeah. Homes. Yeah. And you will see that violence. Yeah. Crime. Yeah. Is the same. So it's not the fact that they are a certain type, that they are like that, is due to their economic condition. Yes. So that justify the violence. Yes. So
there's what causes the violence, not just people, certain kind of people who are violent.
Yeah. It's not something natural. It's like, and you are so polluted by media. You need to have the Gucci, you need to have the Louis Vuitton, you need to have Nike, you need to have the Jordans. And it's a way for them to fill a gap, to boost their ego. Yes. And having that give them power. And they think it gives them a power. Yeah. But at the end of the day, a pair of Nike made in China that is sold at $200, it comes out from the factory for $3 to $5. Yeah. So the value that they put on, it's all mental. Yeah. it's not gonna make you run faster. If they come up with Roger Federer tennis shoe, this is the shoe that made Federer.
Yeah.
Because he was good before, and then they made him this shoe that bears his name. But you can wear the Federer, you will never be winning all the championships.
It's just a shoe.
It's just a shoe.
Yeah.
And because
a very expensive one.
And they made it expensive to justify.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's a piece of.
And by the way, they're capitalizing on how Africans love each other, right? They capitalize on how Africans love each other.
Yeah. And they're the one who are cashing the money, not us.
Yeah. And I think most people have started, realizing that. I don't have so much details about it, but I see even Kanye West is considering removing his brand from Gap and Nike as we speak, because he has realized that the money that is being made and what is being paid, it's peanuts. And when you think about it, you want his brand to be more celebrated by anyone and everyone across the world, which is not the case when the brand is highly priced, right?
Okay, let me ask you a question. My bread is on bread, but why do I want my child? Why do you want your child, your niece, nephews, or your friend's kid, to see somebody like Kanye West as a role model because he took the time to go and check his mental health? That would be a big leap towards betterment. Globalization and capitalism. This is what is also killing our continent.
Yeah.
And we only promote those people because they have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And this and that. What does he bring to the development because he have all this money?
Most probably nothing.
So he's good for his ego.
Yeah.
He's a good musician.
Yeah.
We also have very good local musicians.
Yeah.
Who are doing music that have sense and meaning.
Yeah.
And who are not controlled by an industry that is like sports.
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah.
Is Jewish-owned industry. And you are just a piece that you put in and do your job. Make me earn a lot of money, my franchise, my record label.
Yeah.
And when you don't sell anymore, goodbye.
Yes.
And we don't create anything. We are consumers. We don't control anything. We're just actors.
Yes.
And when all those movements are coming, there is not enough black in this or on that. Go create it yourself.
Yeah.
In France also, you think we're starting that. We don't see a lot of black people in the media, in the movies. I say, you know what? When I'm tired to see white people on TV and the movie, there is Nollywood. There's movies from Ghana.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with that. I see many black people who look just like me.
Yeah.
Just go create your Nollywood or your Ghanawood or your whatever film industry.
Does it have to be hood though?
You see,
that tells you a lot. Even the hood of everything.
Yeah.
China wood. Yeah. I don't think if China movies are China wood or something, but you see there is Nollywood, there's the Nigerian one. Nollywood.
Yeah, and then copying.
Yeah.
And that gives more power to Hollywood because I think Hollywood remains the blueprint.
Yeah, it's like the standard.
Exactly. And when Hollywood was created, it was to promote the American culture.
Yeah. And
the first movie that was made in Hollywood, and I recommend everybody to double check, was The Birth of a Nation by Griffin.
That was 18, 17?
Yeah, the early or the late 90s.
Yeah.
And every white American went to see this movie that is like gold. And this movie is just promoting white supremacy. And the problem today is that, like Dr. Nelly Fuller was saying, if you don't understand white supremacy and how it works, you will never understand racism.
Yes.
we think that racism is, no, I don't like you because you're black. I don't like it. No. Every time we talk about racism, and now racism is even like, doesn't have so much power because you're racist because you don't like cats.
Yeah.
You're racist because you don't like old people.
Yeah.
No. Racism, it's a question of power.
Yeah.
It's a system put in place to benefit only a certain elite. So can black people be racist? No. They have prejudice. And everybody has prejudice. Until we have a system in place that can control something, then we can say that, okay, this group of black people are racist because they control this. We're just a big community.
Yeah.
You know? And if we do a comparative when it comes to the diaspora in France, even in Europe, I always ask people to look at two things. I'm going to take France as the foundation.
Yeah.
In France, a lot of African from the diaspora who are French are always screaming and complaining that there is no representation of people that look just like them. Have you heard Indian diaspora in France making noises because you don't have Indian on TV?
Most probably not.
Have you heard Asian French making noises in France because they are not seen on commercials or on TV?
Most probably not.
Because there's two types of what they call minorities. The minorities who love to complain. And they make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
And you always know that if you take an empty bottle and you throw it,
they always make noise.
You will make more noise than
the full
one.
Yeah.
When you look at the Indian community in France, they don't talk, but they control the neighborhoods. They control the shops.
I think everywhere.
They have even shops selling African food.
Yes.
And everything you want to eat African, you go
and hit.
You look at an Indian selling you your own food.
Yeah.
And it's normal.
Yes.
Chinese, Asians, they don't make noises.
Yeah.
They build their own Chinatown.
Yeah.
And they control the whole neighborhood.
Yes.
And they have money.
Yeah.
Those politicians, they are very careful about they talk to them because they need their money to back up their program.
Yeah.
And that was when I look at it, I say, you know what? We're tired of always playing the victim mentality. Build your own empire.
Put in work.
Put it, because people are going to respect when they know that this group is bringing money.
Yeah.
Take France, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
Everywhere you see shops selling hair products. Do you know that people who are using more extension are black people?
Yes. Because they want to look like everyone else.
But we don't even control the hair industry.
Yeah.
We don't even control that.
Yeah.
So we have to ask ourselves something. Look at Senegal. Their main traditional dish, jollof, or cheboudienne, like they call it. They don't even produce rice.
Yes.
So their main national dish is made out of rice made in China. It's like saying that Italians who are known for pizza and pastas, actually the pizza and pasta are made, it's in Kenya. So I say, so that's a little thing like this.
Yeah.
So the work, now we know. If you want something, you Google and you're going to get as many information.
Yes, yes. They call it YouTube University.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So today,
you can become any cuisine chef if you want. Yeah.
And if you want to learn,
yeah,
because of the growth of technology, we have no excuses today to say that we didn't know. Because
Absolutely,
way before, you have to go to the library and sit down for hours and find somebody who was extremely educated who can read this book or read that book. Today, everybody, if you want to learn your history,
you can.
You can create a blog, you can create a group, you can, find people, and then you guys exchange and So,
but just to be fair, you can learn about everything and anything if you want. And the reason why we're doing these podcasts mostly from the Impact Masters is that African history is either stolen, destroyed, or changed, right? So if right now I wanted to know anything about Africa before colonization, it either doesn't exist or it's altered to look in a certain way. Okay. If you think about it.
The late, great icon, Chinua Achebe, wrote, until the lions have their own historians, history of hunt will always glorify the hunters.
Yes.
There are some black scholars who did that job.
Yeah.
But you have to
dig deep.
To dig deep. And what happened in America, in the USA, they are the ones who are put away from the university system. Because, the truth must not come out.
Yes.
But unfortunately for people who have those thoughts, internet is coming now to give you all those facts.
Yes.
Like we know that pyramids were not created. Were created by...
They were built by humans.
By humans. Let's be straightforward.
Yeah.
They are built by black people.
Africans, yeah.
Yes. And when you and even when you go to Egypt, the honest Egyptian, when you see you dark, some gonna tell you the street, you are the real Egyptian.
Yes.
You are the one who built that Egyptians in their own country. Yeah. They even know.
You are the ones who built this.
So when you leave Cairo and you go more on the south, toward Aswan, which is closer to South Sudan, to Sudan, this is where you have the most pyramids. And they don't advertise them too much because Sudanese are very dark skinned and tall and skinny. Yeah. Like images of the pharaohs that you see on those pyramids.
Yeah. And now that you're talking about this, I also think about the first, example or use case of movies. The movie 300?
No.
So 300 talks about this adventure. It's an adventure movie whereby it talks about, the Egyptians versus the whites. And it shows at the end of the day that, the white conquers actually. The Egyptian, but they fight so hard to an extent that they kill their hero, the leader of the troop. But it looks like the Italian empires, those old empires, coming to fight the Egyptians. Yeah. But once they kill this leader, his wife takes over the military. So he's leading an army of men to go and conquer the Egyptian. And actually, even from the symbolic appearance, the guy is tall, as you said, and thin, and with the makeup like Egyptians and whatnot. So it comes back again to show you that white supremacy in different storytelling and movies, and it brings me back to like what I thought when I started doing this, that since I can't change what has already happened, I can only change what is here, present, and future. And I encourage any African from any country, you're welcome to this podcast with one intention: to tell your story, to create a story that it might not benefit us directly, but the future should know what is happening right now. Because you see, there will be 50 years from now, there will be 100 years from now, right? What will those people learn from? Because right now, even the literature that we read in school in Africa, to tell you the truth, half of it or 3/4 of it is foreign. So what are we trying to teach? Are we trying to build our story or continue destroying it and altering it as it has been?
I think there is something, the role of marketing and in media who are pushing. And, Shimamanda Ngozi Adichie did a wonderful job by being very straightforward when he speaks. And with such a class that she perfected the art to tell them the F word in such a nice way with facts that they cannot deny. And I believe that her way of doing should be the way young black girls and black boys should look after. We, as collective people of black descent, we must make sure that we share as many African authors because they write from the heart, they write the experience, and every young African can relate to it.
Yeah.
So until we do that, nothing gonna really change because everybody wants to be in the mainstream.
Yeah.
Why do we need Oprah Winfrey to talk about Chinua Achebe, and then all of a sudden Chinua Achebe things fall apart? Became New York #1 bestseller. This book was written in 1960.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden in the 2000s,
she's a bestseller.
Our fathers read it already.
Yeah.
And the transmission was probably not done properly, and it's not their fault. Because I'm sure that they thought they were doing better.
Yeah.
And most of them grew up under colonization. The chance that we have, we were born free. So we look at Chinese, whites, Jew as equal. They might like it because they have this superiority complex because the system give them that power.
Yeah.
But which is just a power on the surface.
Yeah.
And by promoting too much sports, they're comfortable.
Yes.
At the end of the day, even if you own a team and you have the best, let's take basketball because this is where I spend most of my time.
We're going to talk about that shortly.
And you take Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Greatest player of all time. If his owner don't want him to play, he won't play.
Yes.
So who controls who?
Of course, people are still controlled.
So
no doubt.
Are you that powerful? Because Hegel, I think it was Hegel, in the dialectic between the slave and the master.
Now, is the master now the agency? Because for you to make that big, actually, there is an agency behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go in depth, and I also suggest everybody to go back and search Hegel when he talks about the dialectic between the slave and the master. Who is really the slave? The master cannot do anything without the labor of his slave. The slave can live without being whooped every single day from the master.
Yeah.
So, who is really free? Okay, I own you, but if you leave or if you are injured, I'm losing everything. But if you are a slave, if the master and all his family, like your Queen of England, pass away, we don't care. We just run away.
Yes.
And we're free.
Yes.
So who is more
in control?
In control.
Yeah.
But you can be a Ferrari.
Yeah.
With engine of a Tata.
Yeah.
The engine is in Tata.
Yes.
And the car is Ferrari.
Yes.
So your car gonna have a very nice shape that gives you the image that is powerful.
Yeah.
But after I don't know how many kilometers, it will slow down.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong against that. I just think that they do a very good thing for people with less financial power than all those big companies. But this is kind of this power structure that is in place.
Yeah.
And one aspect of marketing and media is to promote this brainwashing.
Yes.
And we are falling into propaganda, you know, and we are easily falling into. And this is, as African people, this is our biggest problem.
Yes.
Is the greed,
yeah,
and the need to try to be equal,
yeah,
to others,
yeah,
make it a certain way that we are losing ourselves.
Yeah.
And when we look at our condition, and I base my stances on my experience in France and in the US.
Yeah.
James Baldwin said something very deep, in which I've witnessed it. The black person measures his or her level of success,
yeah,
by how well he or she is accepted by the white system.
So the master-slave mentality
is still,
yeah.
So this work of decolonizing our mind, it's work that we know is there. It's not a problem. You can be alienated, but hey, you're my brother, you're my sister.
Yeah,
let's work together.
Yeah,
and by time, I'm not accusing you.
Yeah,
I'm not pointing fingers at you.
Yes,
but as more you're gonna learn, as more you're gonna understand that I've been brainwashed for all those years,
long time. Yeah,
and it's not a crime.
Yeah,
fix it.
Yeah.
And move on.
Move past that.
Exactly. Yeah. You've been brainwashed. It's like you had the flu.
Yeah.
Okay, you had the flu.
Yeah.
You took the medication.
Yes.
And you need those medication.
Yes.
To be able to heal.
Yes, yes.
And for education, for everything.
Yeah.
It's the same way.
Yeah. Nice, Bah-Pna. So when we come back, we're gonna talk more about here's the problem. What is the solution? And is Africa rising? What can we do? Do we need diaspora? Do we need just foreign investors? How is that looking like? Is sport the way? Is music the way? Because Africans have been making moves, and it's being noticed around the world. The message is clear, but what kind of message are we sending? So we're gonna talk about that when we resume back. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much. Once again, this is Impact Masters and Africa's Talking Podcasts, bringing you Dahane. Bah-Pna Dahane. Yeah. Am I saying it right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So this is a beautiful day. And one of the things that actually I think we've talked so much about is the problem. You have ventured so much of the problem of African diaspora, even Africa at large. And most of these came to the conclusion that it's like the new colonialism is taking roots, and we think I think people going in the forest is not enough anymore because there are no forests to go to. But we can actually, fight for this because it's more of a psychological, mental war. Is a war of the minds, and how we can win this, I think, is coming together. The Ubuntu, among many other things. But I would like to hear from Dahane about what he thinks might be the solution. Dahane, welcome back.
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah. Feel at home.
Yeah, solution. I don't have a crystal ball.
Yes.
It will be too presumptuous of my part to say that I have solutions. Which I don't.
Yeah.
However, I have some suggestions to do. And yes, there is a war that doesn't bear his name. And this war we also have to participate in.
Yes.
But is that a war of weapon or guns or like guns and everything? Is education.
Yeah.
And education is something that we have to take very, very seriously.
Yes.
And that has to start by the young generation as early at 5 or 6.
Should we create our own curriculum?
Yes. And I was trying to download a curriculum that talks about African history.
Yeah.
And then we did not know, but I will send it later to Teddy. He will forward it to you.
Okay. No worries.
And, we still have a lot of living scholars. African children must read African authors.
Yeah.
I barely see or meet other ethnic groups who are reading our literature because for them it's just litter.
Yeah.
So why shall we always be like following the trends? And trends are not everlasting.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of, I met this lady in Johannesburg. She was working at the reception of the hotel.
Yeah.
And I never knew that she was author. And actually she had a book, and she's from Zimbabwe. And I took it. And I was trying to read the book. But I don't speak Shona. And I thought that I was giving her good advice. I said, hey, you should publish it in English and have it translated in French so we can read it and understand. She said, no. Actually, I want people to learn Shona.
Was that?
And she said, no, I want people to learn Shona so they can read my book. I want my children to read the book in their native tongue. And I want to be known in Zimbabwe because all my literature is in Shona.
Yeah.
And I look at her and say, here's the point. So
that is so powerful.
One aspect of our African heritage is the place of the woman.
Yeah.
Is not valued properly. I'm accusing those feminist movement who most of them are single, unfortunately, but yes, take them as
interestingly.
And they can pollute the mind of many of black women who feel like they are in competition with black men.
Yeah.
Not understanding that, yes, you have some losers. Yes, you have. Not all perfect.
Yeah.
But most of the feminist movement, how the feminist movement started at the beginning, when it started in America.
Yeah. So it started in America. Yeah.
How it was after the war. They realized that they need to reconstruct the country. And I think it's the Rockefeller family or the Rothschild, one of those two historical thieves, who started this America, who understood that if we fund a woman movement for equal rights and all that, women gonna also have a source of revenue. So now the household gonna have two sources of revenue. Before that, she was busy raising the kids
and taking care of the family. Yeah.
When the husband was out there going to look for and bring money and funds to raise the family and to keep his position of the chief.
So there was balance. There was love and there was power.
Exactly.
That's how I like to look at it.
Yeah. Because no matter what, the mother brings the emotional well-being.
You love.
And the father brings more the confidence because
power.
of. And unfortunately, even in Europe, in America, black women started to copy this thing. Forgetting that our culture are completely different.
Yes.
And
by the way, just to interrupt you a little bit, does even that culture work? The one that we want to copy, because it's broken.
It's broken.
If you look at how many someone marries before they die,
exactly.
It's mind-boggling. right?
Yeah.
And then that's what we want to emulate. Is it good? Is it,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now they start having financial power. Now they think that they can measure up to the men. And I'm not saying that trying to convey anything machist or anything like that. No.
Yeah.
To me, it's like men must respect women and they must complement each other.
Yeah.
Although I still believe that women have more edge than us.
Yeah.
Because she has one power that no matter how much money we have, we don't have the power to create another life.
Yes.
We can just participate,
Yes.
but we don't have the strength, nor the metabolism to carry a life. So
yeah, that's a powerful word you've used there, metabolism.
So just respect that, and
Yeah.
And so technically, feminist movement we're using them for their
So
agenda.
would we comfortably say that feminism is showing a woman that she doesn't have power, whereas she already has a lot of power?
You know what? That was based on my observation, and the sample is France, is Europe, and particularly France and America.
Yeah.
All those women that I befriended during my time, and who were like pro women, and wouldn't talk to me like this. The next Oprah, I can make all my money by myself.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
I don't need
a
you.
man and all that. 30, when they get close to 35, 38, which is for most of them the ticking clock, menopause.
Start making sense.
All the feminist ideals start to dissipate.
Yeah.
Because they realize that trying to go to the excess
Yeah.
make them single.
Yeah.
Nobody wants them either.
Yeah. So they can accept anything, and that's why they make a lot of mistakes.
Cougar movement, and then you have all the money, the status, but hey, nobody wants you, so you go get another teenager who is broke and who wants some, and all those decadence from the West.
Yeah.
And sadly, this is what we're trying to emulate and to imitate.
Yeah.
And those names are those worthless Kardashians and all that. I said the group is from mothers to daughters, and they are the one who are portrayed as
those are the role model.
As a role model for who? And that's the media love that. The thing is, as much as you can destruct the family unit, they're happy for that. And so solutions, we can suggest many, and just like.
So we need to educate intentionally. And we're not talking about where people go to school, because even in African setting, we didn't have formal schools, but people used to be very smart.
Exactly.
And they actually invented a lot of things. Yeah. If you look at the cradle of man, we were talking about it the other day with one of our guests. And one of the things that we realized that men always, or African men always found a way, and even women, to survive. Yeah. Because that's what human beings are supposed to do in this world. And they created different tools that have been modernized in today's world that we invented. But it's even when you look at the inventions, that's not mentioned anywhere.
Yeah, I was listening to one American thinker. I don't remember his name, and he was saying something that I think very accurate. Is what the white system created. Is those bureaus where you go claim the patents. The only thing they created is those patent certificate. Meaning that if I talk to you and you come up with an idea to tell me about it, even if it's you who found all the formulas, if I go to the patent and pay the fee and say, this is what I discovered,
that's what
you're done.
Recognize. Yeah.
You're done. Even you can't go after and say that it's you. Yeah. Because he already said it's him. Yeah. One guy, I think it was a long time ago. A very long time ago, before the internet boom. He was kind of smart though. What he did, when the 3wxyz.com started becoming like you can personalize as you want, he registered many high-level athlete name,
Oh, okay.
the domain name,
Yeah.
and he paid it out of his pocket
Yeah.
at the early stage.
Yeah.
So now, when it became like a trend, now those athletes try to
They had to pay him.
to get his name, to get the domain name.
Yeah.
And no, this belonged to that person who bought it like I don't know how many years ago. Or maybe for like $1 or $2.
Yeah.
So imagine, let's say, I don't know, Rafael Nadal or Sadio Mane, for instance, wants to
open a website.
He can no more.
Yeah.
Because hey, no,
it's already taken.
Maybe it's new name, but he bought it even before he became big. And this is the number. Contact him.
Yeah.
You want it?
Yeah.
How much you got?
Maybe $5,000.
And even more.
Yeah.
So some were saying like 20,000, and then it was becoming so prevalent that they end up creating a law that said that if it's not your own name, you're not authorized to get it. But in the meantime,
but they still
smart
do it.
people,
They still do it.
no, they can. This time now, I can't go and use your name
Yeah.
and register it.
Yeah.
Because you can go, okay, I take you to court because this is my name. You didn't ask me permission. I can turn against you. So those things.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But when it comes to our creativity and ingenuity, you know, I have a daughter now. She's 18. At a very early age, you know, when she, I was always making sure that in addition to what they teach him at school, she had books that teach her about like history, black inventors.
Yeah.
So she has book. She had it like at 7 or 8, and that was so. She had maybe like 3 hours of TV maximum per week. The rest of the time she can draw, she can pen, she can read.
So doing things practically.
Yeah.
So this brings me to something interesting about mentorship versus apprenticeship. So we have a lot of mentors and mentees, but we don't have the apprenticeship programs.
Yes.
I can't point one that I know that is working in Kenya.
I would say probably. I know that here there's a big Somali community. I assume they are probably a Somali cultural center or a way to gather themselves as a community. And I also assume that this is how they transmit the culture to the kid.
Yeah.
And Kenya being also very influenced by the UK and by the US.
Yeah.
Then also to imitate the United States. You know, because I would say the United States' biggest export is their culture.
Yeah.
You know, they export the culture, and that's what everybody, you know, it's entertainment. You know, and what needs to be done, it's also like some community centers that are not only focused on sports or music, but focus on education.
Yeah.
And even on a playful way. And you know, when I was going through, you know, all the concept of Africa Talking and you know what is possible to be done by developing developers.
Yeah.
And I was like, today, we as Africans, we don't have any language school.
Yeah.
If I want to learn Swahili, for instance.
Yeah.
Because I want to be comfortable to come to Kenya.
Yeah.
Speak with everybody in Swahili instead of using English.
Yeah.
If I want to go to Congo, DRC, I would love to be able to speak Lingala. If I go to South Africa, I want to be comfortable to speak Xhosa or Zulu or with those people.
Yeah.
So why can't we develop
our own
heritage so
schools,
we can go online, have a teacher, and if the school system don't want to do it, we can do it on our own. Okay, you go, parents, you know, take lessons. So instead of watching TV or playing video games,
you can learn one or two things.
You learn different language. Yeah. So by the time you finish high school,
you're good.
An African kid can speak one language from the east, west, in addition to those business languages that we use because we want to trade with the
west.
The west. And so suggestion, I think, they are around. We just need to sit down and make it happen. And not in a way to pointing at people. You should learn this English, otherwise you alienate. No. To just reclaim who you are
and celebrate ourselves
and celebrate yourself.
Yeah.
Celebrate who you are intrinsically. Because you can carry an American passport, you can carry a French passport.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you are French or American by default.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I remember one thing in 2009. It was January 2000. It was 20th of January 2009.
Yeah.
When President Barack Obama was swearing as the first African American president of the USA.
Yeah.
I was with a friend who was African American, and we're just like everybody in the mall, just witnessing history.
Yeah.
And he told me one thing. He said, "You know what? Tomorrow I'm becoming a nigger because Obama has no lineage with slavery. His father is a free African Kenyan man. His mother is white.
Yeah.
So he has no link to the struggle either.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he can always go back to Kibera or Kisumu. Kibera, right? And he knows where his father from.
Yes.
But me, I have no clue.
Yes.
I'm black.
Yeah.
I know that our history comes from there.
Yeah.
But this is all I know. Tomorrow I'm becoming a nigger.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize what he meant was so deep. So for many of the African Americans I was interacting with during that time, I was happy. Regardless of his program, because I didn't even care about his program. I said, for once, let him there.
We can
We're
see
just going to back it up. Even if he's messing up, he's still our brother. We're just going to protect him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Every African was happy.
That's how we're going to happen.
Yeah.
Because, then African American reaction is, yes, you can say that because you come from Africa. And he's African too.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to get along easier than me, who is African American.
Yeah.
Because I'm linked directly from slavery.
True.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's a black free man.
You can't understand.
He's all lineage.
Yeah.
He didn't come to America on slave boat.
Yes.
And his mother is white.
Yeah.
So she's part of the dominant system. So white people kind of like somebody like this. But us? No.
Yeah. Because it's a puppet again.
But me?
It's a puppet.
Who?
Obama.
I'm going to say that. I think that,
No, I mean, truth be told,
politics.
Truth be told, I hear it even it's in the public domain that most people say Obama achieved two things. One, foreign policy, and two, the healthcare, which is now like back to square zero, and the rights for the minority. That's
Which
all.
minorities? Men who want to marry men and women who want to marry women?
Exactly. Yes. It was more acceptable. There was more funds to help them be reintegrate to get jobs and whatnot. But for the black American, there was nothing much to celebrate after 10. Is it 8 years? 8 years. Yeah. And it's unfortunate because that also shows that, if another black American stands or runs for president, there will be no confidence as Obama had.
I would say one thing. He made a choice.
Yeah.
And there is also some compromise.
True.
To be able to run for what he did. I would say, he made mistakes.
Yeah. And it's a human. So
he made mistakes that because he was comfortable making them.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that he put a step, me having a daughter at that time, she was 4 years old. So from 4 to 12,
yeah,
and she was also born in New York. So for the first 8 years of her life, when she was able to understand the world and all that, regardless of him messing up, she was able to walk proud because there is a black family
that is leading,
just between brackets,
in quotes.
Yes. It's still a symbol, and sometimes symbols are important, and that's why I say, no, let's give him a pass, because his wife, she was doing a tremendous job. You know, she was always making sure to recall that, you know, her upbringing, and which was nice. But sometimes, you know,
is it because she had the the roots of the slavery?
Yeah, that plays a game.
Yeah,
but I would say sometimes we need to also allow tale to be told to the children.
Yeah.
Because they are already going through so much, because the system reminds them all the time that
who they
black.
are.
So for once, I say, let's look at our mistakes.
Yes.
And I say our mistake because, you know, although I'm not voting in the US and I'm not African American or American, I sympathize with them.
Yeah.
And we're all very emotional. Actually, most of us didn't care about this program.
Yeah.
We just wanted to see a black face in the White House. So can we complain that we didn't set up some program to say, hey, Mr. President, this is how much this is how much we raised for your presidency.
Yeah.
Take this amount.
Yeah.
But this is, we want that during your presidency. You come up with legislation against criminalization against black people.
Yeah.
A policy that will get police officers accountable when they kill blacks.
Yeah.
Nobody did that.
They just gave out out of goodwill, and they thought everything would
went
work.
and vote because it was a vote of belief. We can say we are our men.
So are you saying we need to plan even better in case this happens again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. It will. So now, Hispanics, they did a lot of work.
Yeah.
They raised funds, and they third party, all the Latino public figures were around.
Yeah.
Raised a lot of money.
Yeah.
They gave it to him.
Yeah.
Latinos for Obama.
Yeah.
But they say, we'll give it to you. This is what we want. And Hispanics were able to get some favor.
Yeah.
They changed some regulation to get citizenship for them and to cancel deportation for them.
Yeah.
Now, the other group, the LGBTQ, because he's not as the LGBTQ president because he gave them so much power.
Yeah.
Because they did the same thing. They raised a lot of things. They were supporting his re-elections.
Yeah.
And sit down, hey, we did all that.
Yeah.
This is what we want.
Yeah.
When you get elected,
we
got it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things a lot of mistake that he made.
Yeah. But also, as a voters, we need to be more accountable.
Exactly.
And I think this point rides back to what happens in Africa most of the time. So like we are just from the elections here in Kenya, and we're always given 2 rotten apples, if you know what I mean. So it doesn't matter which one you choose. You're still in the dark. So one of the things that I think we can do collectively, and this is my thoughts, I can be wrong, is try to establish mechanism of holding people responsible, especially when they're in power, because when someone is in power, they spend public resources. Maybe people raise funds for them to be there. Maybe there are so many people who sacrifice relatives or friends or whatnot for them to be there. So it's something that we need to establish a better way because we trust so much. We with Ubuntu, we think that, because Black is there, they're gonna take care of us. But it doesn't happen like that. Most of the times, actually, even 100% of the time. When they get there, they just say, it's my time to like make myself and my immediate family rich, or amass all this. So I think that's something that we can do. But nevertheless, with your background in business and entrepreneurship and political science, because the three actually determinant: economic, social, and political harms, which determines the future of any society. So, entrepreneur. Africa has been not doing so bad, I would say. I'll give credit where it's due. I've been in the ecosystem for now over 12 years. One thing I've seen is that people who are willing to put in work, especially in Africa. I want to speak about Black Americans. So we have companies that are actually more tech-oriented. We have businesses that are taking up the tech itself, and that's where the premise of Africa's talking comes in. We have developers who are willing to build solutions for the existing business that don't have the capability of doing that. Also, Africa's talking comes in that. And we have so many smart minds coming back in Africa to help build those platforms. So also, it's interesting to talk to you because also Africa is really strong in sports. And I think that could be a wealth creation avenue for athletes. So I would like you to bring your entrepreneur acumen into this and maybe strategies that we can use to make sure that we are thriving also on the sport side of things.
Yeah. And, I thought about it and I was watching what was done in the sports landscape in Africa. I've seen that we're going to have this webinar on sport in Africa, XYZ thing. But it's only to talk about maybe marketing, money-driven things.
Yeah.
And, I'm still looking for those organizations like Giants of Africa, for instance, who is doing a great job. Why, beside basketball, why can't we just contact their president? Hey, let's have a joint venture. Every time you do your event, let's give some space for those 3 days or 4 days for Africa Talking come and give introduction to coding to those basketball players.
Yes.
So maybe, because not all of them going to become pro players.
Yeah.
It's easier to gain a good living from being a developer to learn how to code than to go to this league.
Yeah.
And do some joint venture. So at least that's true, because today education is all on the smartphone, on the computer.
You just need your laptop and internet. That's all. Yeah.
Give them a real future.
Yeah.
You're not just giving like gears and put them all over that, we do this, we're building basketball courts. And not that it's bad at all.
Yeah.
I said, you can still do both.
Yeah. And thrive.
Build.
Yeah.
And reduce maybe 2 hours. Or they can wake up earlier. But still make some time for the team at Africa's Talking.
Yeah.
To join.
Yeah.
And to do introduction.
Yeah.
To coding.
Yeah.
To develop.
Yeah. Programming 101. Algorithm. Yeah.
Like a compact thing in 3 or 4 days. So when they finish the camp, they also leave with a certificate that
knowledge.
The knowledge.
Yes.
And then after that they can pursue on their own. But at least the camp was technology driven.
Yeah.
And we can do both.
Yes.
Because, and besides sport, I'm thinking about this Cameroonian guy. And he was doing security at the hotel.
Yeah.
And one morning I was going for my jog and he was going home because he finished his night shift.
Yeah.
And we started talking. And this guy has a master's degree.
Yeah.
In African literature.
Yes.
And I was so amazed. And he can't find a job because and he knows African literature.
Yeah.
And my first thought, I say, why don't you teach online?
Mm-hmm.
Create a curriculum, create a page, create a system where, people from all over the world
Can learn from it.
can learn from you.
Yeah.
You give some conferences online.
Yeah.
You schedule your time and which author you're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And people can go there.
Yeah.
And they pay
Yeah.
to go on that platform.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to put it together,
Yeah.
you can always find webmasters, and all you have to do is to create your content,
Yeah.
your classes.
Yeah.
So Africans are able to learn about African authors.
Yeah.
Because for us who grew up in France,
Yeah.
the only African authors that we were taught at school
Yeah.
are the African authors that white people like.
For sure.
So, and if you didn't have any other sources of education,
Yeah.
you will still go with those authors which are not bringing much.
Yeah.
And one thing that struck me when Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie released her first book, "We Should All Be Feminist," and the book was very cheap because France it's a country of culture as well.
Yeah.
So anything that has to do with culture, books and all that are very cheap. School is even free. University, you pay maybe. University are public, are good, are public, and per year is about 5,000 shilling.
That is US dollars?
No, shilling.
Kenyan shilling.
Kenyan shilling.
Oh.
It's how that university in France
Well, here is $50.
is.
They are give or take.
Equivalent of 500 US. That's 50,000.
That is 50,000 Kenyan
50,000
shillings. Yeah.
That's
Give or take. Yeah.
how much you pay
Oh, that's
for university
interesting.
in France.
The whole year.
The whole year.
How many semesters?
You have 2 semesters.
In primary school, high school, totally free.
School is free until 16.
But private, you have to pay, of course.
If you want to pay, you can do private.
Okay.
But the
Public
teachers
is
who
really
teach in
good.
private,
Yeah.
they're also most of the time you find them also teaching in public and in private. It's the same teacher.
So it doesn't make any difference.
No, I had a English teacher and some other teachers who were teaching us in public school, and after they go and teach English to those prestigious private schools.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still the same teacher.
Yeah.
Maybe the ego is better when she goes there, but the same thing.
Maybe there's more money
free.
and all that.
Yeah, but it's still free for us
Yeah.
to learn from her.
Same knowledge.
And
Same.
the one who's paying tons of money, he's also learning the same thing from us.
Yes.
So, by saying that, it's just that I even forgot what I wanted to say.
The culture in France.
Yeah, the culture in France. Yes. Oh, I forgot. Sorry.
Nevertheless, it's okay. Nevertheless, venturing in what we can do to ensure that we achieve this, especially on social, political, and economic lines of things. You're a political scientist, right? And you have seen how political, at least you have I have no idea what that is. So, and you have seen how democracy has been used as a tool in promise of change. But to be honest, that has not really delivered any results across Africa the way it's supposed to.
I would say across Africa, like I always say, is if you want to be happy of your vote, vote for the president who makes less promises. Because he's going to keep them.
Oh, I see.
The one who are giving too much promises,
they're never going to pick them.
So look at the one who doesn't commit too much.
Yeah.
This one, at least you know that he's going to deliver what he said he's going to deliver.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be surprised.
Yeah.
And then it's a game. It's a game, and the thing is, today, some people in the West said that if you run some opposing groups in your country, this is all you need to have opposition, then you're considered Democrat. Okay. I take my example in my country, Chad.
Yeah.
Is Chad that is a democratic country?
No.
But it's considered like it's a Republic of Chad.
Yeah.
Because you have a dictator.
Yeah.
And since he agreed to have
to dance
an
to the
opposition.
tune. Yeah.
Because he agreed to have an opposition.
Yeah.
He even gave money to the opposition.
Okay. It's okay.
Okay. So I'm a Democrat.
So
that's just the game that they're playing, and
but it's the same old way of control.
Yeah, and the thing is,
so what how can we get out of this? Because if you're not politically stable, democratic or otherwise, it's really hard to thrive.
Yes, if I look at the French-speaking African countries, the 14s, I only believe that military has to wake up and do the job. And you need an enlightened general or an enlightened military guy, like the example that we had in Ghana with Jerry Rawlings. He came after a coup, and he made sure that he's going to build the country a certain way.
Yeah.
So this is why Ghana is
thriving.
He's driving.
Yeah.
He's driving.
Yeah.
So Mali, they tell France, hey, watch out. Now they want to be, and they showed it. They talk the talk, walk the walk. And
let me ask this, now that you're from a Francophone country. I've had this. Do people send all their resources there in terms of, and then take it as a loan?
Okay.
Or what is that analogy? How does it work?
What I can say, like, I'm not economist and I don't work on those banking institutions, but I know a few people. I will ask them because this is their work. So if you send me the exact question, I'm going to ask them. Yeah. But the thing that I know is that, every year, African people from the French zone, they pay a tax
to French.
To France.
Oh my goodness!
For the good,
then it's the same thing.
For the good deeds of the colonization.
Say what?
Yeah, you can Google it. African country are paying a tax.
You must be kidding me.
For the good deeds that colonization did to them.
Oh my goodness! That's why there is all these coup d'etat everywhere in French and colonized countries.
And not even that. Let's say you take 1,000 CFA from Cameroon.
Yes.
And you travel to Senegal. You also use franc CFA. Franc CFA. So they want, you have to exchange the money in Senegal. Yeah. Because your 1,000 francs
is not the same as the other francs.
Is less than 1,000 Senegal.
Okay.
So let's say, let's give you an example. It's like you're in New York. Yeah. You have $1 bill. So you have $2 bill. Yeah. And you travel to California, to Los Angeles.
It becomes less by the fact that you're in California.
Yeah. Because it's franc is franc. Or the euro. The euro is better because euro, although it's different countries.
Yes.
And they all use the same.
Yeah. You move from maybe France.
So if I go to Italy, I can pay with euros.
In the same value.
Yeah. So technically the way, they separate like those two francophone economic zone. So I'm living in Chad with 2,000 francs. When I arrive to Senegal,
it's 1,500.
I have to go to the exchange bureau to exchange
the same francs,
my 2,000 francs, and the equivalent,
and get less francs.
I'm going to get less. Technically, I'm going to get 1.5 Senegalese francs.
Let me ask this then. What would happen if these guys denounced this colonialism and said, enough is enough, let's take care of our future?
When they agree to receive the support of France.
So there's some agreement.
What are the concessions that they we're going to help you to get there? But don't.
It's not for free.
Don't get into our businesses. If you do it, this is what you expect. This is what's going to happen.
So they are written agreements and signed.
I assume. I assume.
Goodness.
And today, it might shock people.
Yeah.
Before long, at the beginning, I said love is blind.
Yeah.
Guinea has a coup d'etat. Mr. Doumbia,
Mali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the new commander-in-chief of Guinea, his wife is French and white. President Omar Bongo of Gabon, his wife is white, French. President Alassane Ouattara from Ivory Coast, his wife is white, French. So who their kid are both.
Yeah.
So how can you be truly independent in your thought and action and policy and even your politics in your country?
Yeah.
You naturally gonna be a servant to friends.
Yes.
Whether we like it or not.
Yes.
Education is only from the mother.
Yeah.
And I always wonder why so technically, if you have a meeting of first ladies of Guinea, Ivory Coast, Gabon, you're gonna have white faces wearing African clothes and say these are the first ladies of Africa.
And the only African looking thing is the attire, right?
Yeah.
It's like a play in the what's the name of New York? What is the name? The
Broadway show.
Broadway show is like a Broadway show play, right? So we have a long way to go.
We have a long way to go.
Do you think
we have no choice than being optimistic? We have no choice than continue the conversation
and struggle
and continue the struggle.
Yeah.
If we give up, we're going
done.
back to 0.0.
Yeah.
Progress is slow.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
Yeah. So do you think maybe United States of Africa would solve some of these issues?
United States of Africa.
Maybe coming together, regrouping, trying to forge our own future.
Okay. Well, I haven't read the book from Mr. Teddy Warrior, Son of the Nile. But based on what I heard, I learned so much from the little thing that I learned.
Yeah.
And maybe those kind of writing will make us understand that if you come from that area, we are all brothers. Okay?
Yeah.
We are so divided.
Yeah.
So self-hatred is huge.
Yes.
Yes, you have the.
So we don't even support each other.
We don't, because that's the conditioning.
Yeah. And because our own brothers sold us out as slaves.
And that only by having conversation, by making sure we use media, by making sure we teach, and we can back up everything that we're saying.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. Many people, I have friends, they are in their early 50s. It's only now they know who was this great African author. So imagine all those years from the 16 to 50.
Half a century.
You were completely in the unknown. And you were, there is one movie by Quentin Tarantino, Django. You remember the character that Samuel L. Jackson was playing. That's, for me, that was probably the most powerful part of the movie. I said, this is our problem.
Yeah.
And he put it right there on TV.
Yeah.
On this film.
Yeah.
We have to accept that, the black African people, the series of trauma that we went through, 400 years, no, I would say 1,300 years of Arab slave trade,
yes,
followed by 400 years of Arab and transatlantic slave trade,
yes,
followed by segregation, apartheid. It's only like the last 50 years
is when we are trying to find ourselves.
We're trying to rebuild ourselves. But the trauma,
after generations and generations of suffering and traumatizing,
and the trauma is still not healed.
Yeah.
So we also need like a new genre of psychiatrists and psychologists who are dealing with African mental health.
Yeah. And Africans don't believe in psychiatry.
And we believe in charlatans, sangomas.
Yeah.
It's part of our culture.
Yes. Yes.
It's nothing wrong.
Yes.
However, why can't you add somebody who has certification in psychology and psychiatry adjusted to our African culture and traditions?
Yeah.
Because church didn't help.
Yeah.
Mosque didn't help either.
Yeah. The temples.
So that means that there's something that is not working.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even like we don't take the Arabs and the role that Islam played in massacre, in doing all the massacres in order to convert Africans. Today, you go to Iran, you find black Iranian.
Yes.
You go to Iraq, you find black Iraqis.
Yeah.
You go,
and that is not shown on the mainstream media.
The Siddiquis in India, the blacks.
Yeah.
Where they are coming from?
Africa.
Yeah, and they come from Arab slave trade.
Yes.
In UAE.
Yeah.
I met this lady who was working at the hotel.
Yeah.
She was black.
Yeah.
Just black. I said, where are you from? She said, no, I'm from here. I said, okay. But from which African country? She said, no.
Yeah.
The real people of UAE are black.
Yeah.
I said, what? She said, yes. And my origins, we are the true Emiratis.
Yeah.
And this is us. And I never knew that before.
Yes.
And she is.
I told you the history is deleted or altered.
And again, because how media is growing, I only believe that it's going to be through media that we're going to be able to expose, teach, and
disseminate knowledge,
parallel, semi-private institutions. That every black kid should be obligated to go and learn.
Yes.
Because it's easy to send them to Quranic school or to early Christian school so they can learn the Bible.
Yeah.
Why can't you learn also other things that can complement those things, so you know exactly where you stand?
Yeah.
All the group China have their own religious beliefs.
Yeah.
Japan have their own religious belief.
Yeah.
India,
and well documented and stored.
Have their own religious beliefs.
Yeah.
Africans don't. They're either Christian or
they're all over, not
Muslims.
Nowadays they're all over.
They're all over like electrons, all over the places.
Now there is atheists. I hear the Africans who are atheists.
Yes.
Not something was so common in 90s and when I was growing up. So
we have this culture that value the ancestors and we respect our ancestors.
Yeah.
And also that is like being wiped away after because we want to build into the dominant system.
True.
And I would say some of the white audience might disagree. And again, even if I had in front of me, if you were white or Arab, I would not change anything that I said.
Yes.
Because I believe that we must have an honest conversation.
True.
And we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And we can entertain an idea without being okay with it.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that we're going to see progress.
Yes.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
Speak facts.
Yeah. Bring
your resources.
Yeah.
Bring your information.
Yeah.
We exchange.
Yeah.
We grow together. And then there are also things. I was watching CNN, the UNGA, Christine Amanpour from CNN.
Yeah.
She was interviewing your new president.
Yeah.
And she came with she came with a silly question about what is your position against LGBT and all that. All the president African already tell you. We are not for that.
Yeah.
It's not part of our culture.
Yes.
But why even the new president you want to bring that agenda?
Yeah. Obama was here. That's the only question that he found so important to ask Uhuru Kenyatta.
He has no choice. Maybe the people were backing up.
Yeah.
So hey, we pay you, you do the job.
Yeah.
I'm learning, and for the people from LGBTQ, in advance, I apologize.
Yeah.
I just want to speak my mind on the most respectful way, not to point fingers at you in in the wrong way. Sorry.
Yeah.
I interacted with, and I met, and and I have to accept that some are completely different.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it comes to their orientation.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And some got angry at me after a conversation because I simply said, I don't have a problem with you doing whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing in your room is your problem.
Yeah.
But what do I need to bring it in front of me and ask me?
And force me to swallow it and accept it.
And even ask me to give you advice because you have problem with your man?
Yeah.
I say, dude, I can advise you in heterosexual thing.
Yes.
But
that's what I'm
come and ask me
Yeah.
how to advise you in man-man relationship.
Yeah.
So, nature makes mistakes sometimes.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you are a mistake.
Yeah.
And I'm among the people who think, although I try to work on myself, that regardless of what I think, I truly believe that some people are born this way.
Yes.
Whether we like it or not. So it's unnecessary to kill them. But now, why it's important to have an agenda for people because they are so preoccupied by what they're doing in their bed.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Come deliver, we're happy, but whatever you do in your room, it's your private life.
It's up to you. Yeah.
But why putting all over the places? And they want to make us think that Africans have a problem with gay people. We always had gay people.
Yes.
We even know who they are.
It wasn't the main agenda.
No, it wasn't the main agenda. We know that person is gay, she's lesbian, she live her life, she can come, we can hang out. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
But why making it like it has to be something that everybody have to swallow? No. And respect us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember one time the French president, he made some remarks on African women making too many kids. If you make all those kids, how can you expect to see a progress?
Yeah.
And he's the one who dare saying that, criticizing other people's culture.
Yeah.
So all you do, you go on his Twitter.
Yeah.
Dear Mr. President.
Yeah.
Everybody must respect other people's culture.
Yeah.
Regardless you like it or not.
Yeah.
In our culture, when a woman is old enough to be your grandmother, we don't marry her.
Yeah.
And I think that you know something about it.
Yes.
We respected your choice to marry your grandmother.
No one criticized you.
No one criticized you.
Yeah.
So
why are you pointing fingers?
Why pointing fingers at us?
Yeah.
While yourself.
Yeah. What you did, actually, a lot of people find it really wrong.
Very wrong.
Yeah.
But we say, hey, that's their choice.
It's up to you.
That's their business.
Yeah.
If we ever meet his wife, as African, we have respect for elders.
Yeah.
And for
he's a wife of a leader.
Wife of a leader. We're never gonna use that against you.
Yeah.
That's pettiness.
Yeah.
And that's why all that created also this anti-French resentment. Also, hey, and we also have to be taken accountable to make sure that we're respected as well.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, as we come to conclusion here, as a marketing guru,
Guru is too much.
No, I find you a marketing guru. What you have done is stunning, and I think if we get an opportunity to dig deep for people to understand why I'm calling you a marketing guru, you deserve the name. So, in all kindness. So, do you think sport is one of the ways? Because music actually is also proving as a way of art to communicate to the world. Look at what Afrobeat is doing. Look at what Amapiano is doing. And many other genres. Actually, I read somewhere that all the genres that exist today originated from Africa, but they're taken carved, changed, altered, and then they look either this way or the other way. But originally, they're from Africa. Yeah. So, do you think sport would be an intricate where we communicate more, we express ourselves more, we try to put a point across that we are better than what the media says? Because like Kenyan has been well known for athletics. Anywhere you go, there's athletics. Kenya is always there.
Okay. When it comes to sports, I think. Can you repeat your question again?
Yeah. So my question is around two things: music and athletics. Okay. And since you have done a lot of sports, and Kenya is good at athletics, as opposed to US is more basketball, football. Would we use that as a way of also putting ourselves out there and creating wealth?
I focus on Kenya, for instance. The altitude and the fact that you don't need much as infrastructure makes it easy to practice that discipline. Basketball, you need a lot of structure. And not that Kenyan can play it, but it requires a lot of investment.
Yes.
And money. And football is because it's world sport number one. So, I don't know how good is the Kenyan football team. You never do so well there. Not because you don't have players, to be fair. It's because of the resources, again, as you said. And this rhetoric about sports to develop Africa, all that, honestly, right now, a lot of priorities. And sport is not a priority.
Yes.
You have schools to build, road tools to build, hospital to build. Make sure that every 1,000 people can get everywhere you have 1,000 people at least can have at least a medical center. So people can get that coverage. And whatever you see on TV about sports, at the end of the day, who is dictating? Who is, with all the great athletes that we had, even in football, you don't have any African player who owns a sports or football kits company.
Not even Jay-Z.
That they're American. I say you have no African athlete who owns his own factory that can produce sport, but they are endorsing other companies. One thing I've noticed with Roger Federer, he ended his career. He cut his. He didn't renew his contract with Nike. Didn't renew his contract with anything. So the shoe that he's wearing, do not he invested in that company?
Yes.
On clouds? So he invested and he owned that company. And now he's making. He used their money to fund his own new, and those shoes are working extremely well. You wear them. They can use it for running, play tennis. And who gonna dispute Roger Federer's current tennis?
No one.
Drogba has no sneaker. He didn't even open a factory that does.
Even socks.
Even socks. Even equipment. Eto'o, none.
Yes.
And Chinese companies, Li-Ning, Anta, all that. They are the one coming up with those products for black athletes who market the world.
So they're still spending to bring the products.
So the thing is, if we want to believe about this good that sport can do, bring factories on the country. Continent that are gonna ask Nike or Adidas bring a factory here. But let them ask China to take the factory and open and bring it here. So it's gonna be Nike made in Kenya or something like this. And Enda, she's a Kenyan lady who started her shoe. Why can't we as African promote her? What can we buy from her?
True.
We're quick to run to other brand name that establish themselves using us and giving us peanuts from the billions that
Made
they're
from
making.
Africa by hand.
We want to talk about
I mean,
how
it
sports
makes
can
sense.
develop Africa.
Yeah.
Go to Enda, buy your sneakers from there.
Yeah.
Because you're willing to pay $150 on Nike, Adidas, or Puma. Go spend $100 to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how.
I mean, so what you're saying in a nutshell is that we need to figure out end to end from product to solution.
Even if we have to collaborate with Chinese, let's do it. But at least we control.
Yeah.
We control nothing in sport.
Yeah. We're just consumers. We're just being used.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
if it's that just to go and entertain them, because at the end of the day, they are still the one making the money.
Yeah.
So we have to wake up and we have to take them accountable.
Yeah.
And every time we go to those gatherings, or somebody has to do it and we're gonna follow it. And the thing is, the critical mass is the people themselves. The African people. You gotta support African brands, support African, and bring factories here.
Yeah.
So at least it's gonna be purely made Africa, and they're gonna help put the money back in the country where those factories are.
Yeah.
And that's it. Because right now you see all those fake brand shoes. They're all fake.
The counterfeits.
Yeah, they're good counterfeits.
Yeah.
But it's still $20 away from a local brand that can do its own.
Yeah.
And they're going to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Because those counterfeits are not that comfortable.
Yeah.
The style is the same.
Yeah.
But the comfort is not optimal.
True.
So it's a learning process. And that we have to teach to consume and produce locally and support each other.
Yeah.
We don't need to justify ourselves why we want to work together.
Yeah.
Jewish don't justify why they want to work only with themselves.
Yeah.
That's why all the NBA team owners are Jewish.
Yeah.
All the agents are Jewish.
Yeah.
Mostly,
Yeah.
98%.
Yeah.
They don't justify.
Yeah.
They don't need. Why do we need to feel to justify anything?
Absolutely.
That's it.
Enough said. Thank you so much, Bah-Pna Dahane.
May I
This
add
is
something?
awesome. This is
I just want to conclude with
parting
this,
shot.
and then
Please, by all
thank you,
means.
everybody. And I want to conclude with this quote by Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop. Are you ready?
We are.
Yes. To overcome the tremendous obstacles in the way of the economic unification of Africa, decisive political actions are required in the first place. Political unification is a prerequisite. The rational organization of African economies cannot precede the political organization of Africa.
Yeah.
The elaboration of rational formula of economic organization must come after the creation of a federal political entity. It's only within the framework of such a geopolitical entity that rational economic development and cooperation can be inserted. The inverse leads to the type of result we have witnessed over the years. Dr. Shankar and Diop, Black Africa, the economic and cultural basis for a federal state. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bah-Pna Dahane. That was amazing interview, amazing podcasts. And actually, thank you so much for joining us. It's your host, Michael Kimadi, hosting Bah-Pna Dahane, who is not only a business master's degree graduate in international business and marketing, but minoring in Black Studies and Political Science from Portland State University, Oregon, USA. And he has worked as a sport marketing consultant in Coca-Cola, France, and Nike in the sport specifically. And it's been really good conversation, one of the many. Thank you so much. Be blessed. You are host, Michael Kimadi, or you can call me MK.